Welcome back to Good Morning Transfers. Newcastle United had a very busy transfer window in January, and that's continuing this summer. We can now speak to Sam Mulliner from Newcastle Fans TV. Sam, good morning. You've got a smile on your face, and I have a feeling that is because there's interest in Benfica's 21-year-old striker, Gonzalo Ramos. Is this the type of signing that you should be going for? What do you think he could add to the squad?
Morning. Well, yeah, it's one of these things because obviously our big target for the summer alongside Sven Botman, who we got, was Hugo Ekitike, who's decided he wants to sit on the bench at PSG for the season. So with someone like Ramos, it kind of fits the same profile, good age, 21 years old, averaging just over 1 goal in every 3 games for Benfica. He's got a good profile. And because so much of Newcastle's success or progression is so dependent on Callum Wilson staying fit, it'd be good to have someone of that prowess in and around the squad in case Wilson does get injured. But if Wilson stays fit, you've got a good, solid 15 goals a season striker, and he goes to the World Cup for me.
Wow, I mean, very interesting. It'll be good to see what happens with Gareth Southgate if he does choose him. Another potential England player that Newcastle have been interested in, James Madison. They seem to be been put on hold, though, those talks. Couldn't meet the valuation for the player. What's the feeling around that from Newcastle fans?
I mean, not meeting the valuation, that's because, I mean, unless you're Barcelona, financial fair play is very important. So with that, there's already been a good chunk of money spent. And I mean, if I was James Madison, I'd be queuing up to play alongside Bruno Guimaraes, who's, never mind, one of the best players outside the top 6. He's one of the best midfielders I've ever seen play for Newcastle, and he could go right to the very top. So Madison would undoubtedly improve the Newcastle squad. I don't think midfield, though, is an outright priority for us at the moment. It could probably wait a season. A winger and a striker is much more important for Newcastle this season. As I say, we're so dependent on Wilson and Saint-Maximin. That's where I'd be looking to strengthen. But if Madison signs, great. If he doesn't, it's not the end of the world. A winger and a striker, as I say, is much more important.
Going back to January, Newcastle were linked with so many different players, and then they strengthened in plenty of positions. Looking at this window, strengthened again in plenty of positions. How happy are you with the business that's been done at Newcastle this summer?
Oh, delighted. Sven Botman's one of the most... He's got such great potential, one of the hottest properties in the centre-back department in Europe, and we've got him. It was quite telling at the start of the summer that Newcastle, the backup in January was Diego Carlos, of course, but they didn't even try to intercept his move to Aston Villa. So it was always clear Botman was the first target. He's going to have a slow introduction to the first team under Eddie Howe, who, of course, has signed a new long-term deal, which is great business. Off the pitch as well, Dan Ashworth, Darren Eales joining. So we've got footballing know-how, and we're being run like a football club for the first time in 14 years, which is fantastic. Nick Pope, something to prove. He's another one that could make Gareth Southgate start in 11 if he has a good start to the season. Matty Targett from Villa. Will they be regretting the decision to let him go? You know, I mean, with Matt Targett, we look in history, and when Chelsea and City had their takeovers, they signed Wayne Bridge. So maybe Matt Targett's the Wayne Bridge, a modern-day Wayne Bridge, if you will. So there's plenty of work to be done. I've seen Bamba Dieng from Marseille linked with us as well. So the missing piece in the puzzle for this window, at least, is a winger and a striker. But under Eddie Howe, we've got long-term security. It's a nice, slow, progressive build, and the team has an identity, and he's built a real culture around Newcastle. The place was buzzing on Saturday.
You've mentioned the players that have come into the club. You've talked about the manager and the contract extension. What will be a good season for Newcastle with all of that?
I mean, with a win on the opening day against Forest, we've actually not given the Premier League a 4-month head start this time, which is great. So as long as we see progression, that's how we're fine. We're happy. So finishing 11th after giving everyone such a head start, I mean, top 10 minimum. I don't want to get carried away and say we're going to challenge for Europe and whatnot, because we probably won't. It's that nice, slow, sustainable build. As long as we're seeing progression every year and we can see that momentum building and things developing off the pitch as well as on the pitch, I'm happy. So top 8 would be nice with a cup run. You've always got to put that cup run in there, haven't you? We're desperate for silverware at Newcastle, and we have been for decades now. So a cup run would be lovely. But in terms of Premier League, top 10, top 8, great.
Everyone loves a cup run. Sam, thank you so much.
Cheers.